Hey guys, welcome to this video, and in this video I'm going to tell you about the 10 tips and tricks to use OnePlus 3D more efficiently and more productively. So the number one tip to use this device is to use the fingerprint scanner. This is not just a fingerprint scanner, you can actually use it for several purposes. So if you go into the settings, and in settings you go in buttons, and in buttons you will get this option here called home button, and here you can set long press action and double tap action to it. So right now I have double tap action set to turn off screen, so if I double tap it, it will turn off the screen. So that's really quick and really efficient if you want to turn off the screen and you don't want to press this lock button every time. So you get a lot of other options. So you can set it to no action, open close menu, recent search assistant. So a lot of options are there and you can choose between them, and then you can set long press action as well. So right now I have it set to launch the Google Assistant or Google Now on tap, but you can set it to any of these options as well. Now the second thing that I want to talk about is when the screen is off, you can simply double tap it to turn it on, and then double tap it again to turn it off. So that's really quick and interesting, and you can turn it on by going into the settings, and in settings go in gestures, and in gestures you will see this option called double tap to wake. Just turn it on and it will work. Although whenever a screen is on, you cannot double tap it to turn it off. It will only work once it's on the lock screen. Now the third very important tip that I want to talk about is how you can lock apps into your RAM, and so that it is not removed from the memory. So if we go to the multitasking button, we get these two apps. So I've got this backdrop apps and I don't want it to be removed from the memory, so I've got this lock button here. Just tap it, and now if I remove the apps, it will not be removed, and if I press this multitasking button there, it will still be there. So if you want an app to run in the background continuously, you can lock it. Now you can also lock these three buttons down below. So all you have to do is go into the notification shortcuts and press this button called lock buttons. Once you do that, these three buttons will not work at all, but these buttons on the side, the lock button, volume buttons, and the slider button, they will work. However, these three buttons down below, the capacitive keys and the fingerprint scanner, will not work. So this is really handy when you're playing a game and you can prevent accidental touches to these capacitive touch screens. Now we also have a slider button on the side, so this button is really handy. Right now it's on the ring option, but I can simply slide it up to go to do not disturb, and if I tap this settings button here, I can go to more settings. So here I can set which of these settings can go through while the device is on do not disturb. So alarms will always ring, so there's that. I can turn on and off reminders and events from the calendar, and then I can change contact settings here. Messages from start contacts, you can change that as well to from anyone, contacts only, and none. And then you can again choose settings for calls, which users you want to get calls while your device is on the do not disturb mode, and then you can slide it all the way to the top, and then you go to the silent mode. You can go to the settings, and then you can change few settings here as well, and then you can go all the way down to the ring option. You can tap this option, and here you can turn on vibrate for calls or not. So pretty handy, this slider function. You can change its settings, customize it to your liking as well. Now another really cool tip about this device is this lock button here. So for example, if the device is locked and you want to turn the camera on directly from the lock screen, you can double tap it to launch the camera and take photo really quickly. The whole process takes less than a second, even I don't know, maybe milliseconds, but it's really quick and it's really efficient. Just go in settings, and in settings look for buttons. In buttons you will have this option called press power button twice for camera. So just turn it on and you'll be able to turn on the camera by double tapping this power button. Now here you also have an option to manage this notification panel here. So you get these two pages of notification shortcuts. Now you can just tap on this edit button on the top, and then you get a lot more options here. So you can add all of them. There is no limit to how many shortcuts you can add, so you can add as many as you can, and you can then change their sequence as well. So just long press on it and move it around, and you can set it anywhere you want. So you can have that according to your liking as well. Just go back and your pattern will be saved. Now on this device we get these capacitive keys, but OnePlus 3D was very generous into providing us an option that we can also turn on the on-screen navigation menu as well. So for that, simply go in the option called buttons, and in buttons here we have on-screen navigation bar, turn it on, and then you will have this on-screen navigation bar. And down below we also have another option that says always enable home button. So if you turn this on, these capacitive keys will also work down below. Now the next really important tip that I want to talk about is the dual SIM settings. So go in settings and look for SIM and network, and in SIM and network you can name your SIMs and whatever, but down below we have got three options here. So you can set default SIM for call, default SIM for messaging, and default SIM for cellular data. So if you're someone who uses two SIM cards in a single device, you can set your SIM cards which SIM card you want for call, messaging, and your internet connection, and you can set them all separately. And that's a really cool and handy feature to have in a smartphone. So that's really cool here. And also, once you turn the internet connection here from the notification shortcuts, you have the option right here to whether you want to use data from SIM 1 or SIM 2, so you can toggle between them right from the notification shortcuts as well. And the last tip that I want to talk about is the data saving feature on this device. So if you're someone who uses a lot of mobile data, you can then also save it. So in notification shortcuts, we have this option called data saver. Simply turn it on, or if you want to know more about it, just long press it and it will take you to these settings. So here it will tell you about which SIM has used how much data. So right now this SIM has used 21.2 MBs. This SIM has used 8.9 gigs. This is internet SIM, and then my Wi-Fi uses in data. You can take a look at that. And if you press this three-dot menu here, you get data usage control and data saver. Go in data saver, and here you can turn it on, and what it will do is that it will reduce the background usage of internet data by the apps. Here we also have another option called unrestricted data access. So if I tap it, I get these apps. So if there is a particular app that you want to give unrestricted data access, even though you have a data saver option turned on, you can choose that app from here, and it will use internet connection unrestricted no matter if you have data saver turned on or off. So that's about it, guys. Those were the 10 tips and tricks to use your OnePlus 3D more efficiently and more productively. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this device, you can always ask me in the comments, and you can also catch me up on Twitter and Instagram. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Till then, take care. Bye bye.